Hello students, in this video we will start with the second article of unit number 4 of paper Measure and Integration Theory. The name of article is Measure and Outer Measure for Ring. So let's see the definition for measure and outer measure. So first, measure. We have already discussed this definition in unit number 1. We will just revise it here but with respect to ring. Now let U be the set function. Now what is set function? I will revise the definition of set function. If f is a function where domain is collection of sets. The function whose domain is collection of set is called set function. So here this mu or a small u, which is called measure, is a set function on a ring R, and it is called measure if these three conditions are satisfied. First one is the measure of any set A is greater than or equals to 0, that is non-negative, for A belongs to the ring R. Second, this measure of empty set phi is equals to 0. And the third one is for any sequence an of disjoint sets in R, subadditive property is satisfied. That is, measure of union of these sets is equals to summation I from 1 to infinity measure of this sets. That is, if we have A1 union A2 union A3 up to so on union of AN, and we have to find measure of this set, then we will have measure of A1 plus measure of A2 plus up to so on measure of AN. This is called countable subadditive property. So if these three conditions are satisfied and this measure U is a set function on a ring R, then we say that U is a measure. Now the next definition is outer measure. So what is outer measure? So let R be a ring, and here we define a set function U star which is defined on H of R. Now we have already discussed in previous video that H of R is class containing S of R, and this S of R is a sigma ring generated S generated by ring R. So this is this set function U star is defined on H of R. It's called outer measure if four conditions are satisfied. First one is that is U star is non-negative, that is outer measure of any set A is greater than or equals to 0 for that set to which belongs to H of R. Second, if A is a subset of B, then outer measure of A is less than outer measure of B for AB belongs to H of R, and it also means that this outer measure is monotonic function. Third one is outer measure of an empty set is equals to 0. And fourth one is outer measure is a countably subadditive property. That is, if we have A1 union A2 up to so on union AN, and we take outer measure of this set, so then we have outer measure of A1 plus outer measure of A2 plus up to so on outer measure of AN. So if these four conditions are satisfied, then the set function U star is called outer measure, which is defined on H of R, where H of R is a class containing S of R. Now, the first theorem on this is we have to show that the Lebesgue measure M defined on M, where M is class of measurable sets of R, is a sigma finite and complete. So Proof. So let the Lebesgue measure M, small m, be defined on capital M, where M is the class of measurable sets. Now in unit number 1, we have seen one theorem, that is this capital M, that is set of measurable set, or you can say the class of measurable set is a sigma algebra. So therefore this implies that capital M is a sigma algebra. Now since every sigma algebra is a sigma ring, this implies that this capital M class of measurable set is a sigma ring. So now for any E belongs to M, this E is equals to union n from 1 to infinity En, where En is equals to the set E intersection the interval minus n to n. Now from this implies that this En also belongs to the class of measurable set, since minus n, this interval minus n to n belongs to M. We have also seen one theorem that any finite interval is measurable. So therefore this interval belongs to M and it's finite for n belongs to this set of naturals. So now the measure of this set En is less than or equals to twice n for n belongs to the set of naturals. So this implies that the measure M is sigma finite. Now we have to prove that this measure is complete. So now for E, for this measurable set E belongs to M, and let A be the subset of this E. So and measure of this E is equals to 0. So this implies that since A is a subset of a measurable set, therefore it implies that A is measurable. A is measurable, and also the measure of this set A is equals to 0. So from this, it implies that A belongs to the class of measurable set, that is A belongs to capital M, and hence by definition of completeness, hence the measure M is complete. And hence both the part of this theorem have been proved. So the next question is, let AB be a subset of a set C and ABC all belongs to the ring R. Then we have to show, then also let U be a measure on the ring R. Then we have to show that if measure of A is equals to measure of C less than infinity, then measure of A intersection B is equals to measure of B. So proof, let as given A, B be subset of a set C. Also let the set A, B and C belongs to the ring R. Also, let U be a measure on R, then this U is finitely additive. Now, so A union B is written as A union B minus A, and the set B can be written as B minus A union A intersection B. Now, since this measure U is a finite, have a finitely additive property, so measure of A union B is equals to measure of A plus measure of B minus A. Let this be number 1. And measure of B is equals to measure of B minus A plus measure of A intersection B. So let this be number 2. Now arranging this terms, we have measure of B minus A is equals to measure of B minus measure of A intersection B. So therefore, let this be number 3. Now using 3 in 1, this implies measure of A union B is equals to measure of A plus, in place of measure of B minus A, we will put measure of B minus measure of A intersection B. So measure of B minus measure of A intersection B. So therefore, shifting this minus measure of A intersection B on the left hand side, we have measure of A union B plus measure of A intersection B is equals to measure of A plus measure of B. Let this be number 4. Now since A is a subset of A union B and it is subset of C, so this implies that measure of A is less than or equals to measure of A union B, which is less than or equals to measure of C. But it is given that measure of A is equals to measure of C less than infinity. So therefore, this implies measure of A, which is equals to measure of A union B, which is equals to measure of C less than infinity. Let this be number 5. Now using this 5 in equation 4, we get, using 5 in 4, we will put your measure of A union B is equals to measure of A. So from 4 we get measure of A plus measure of A intersection B is equals to measure of B, measure of A plus measure of B. So this measure of A get cancelled on both sides. So therefore, finally we get measure of A intersection B is equals to measure of B. So hence the theorem is proved. As we get the required result, the theorem is proved. Now the next question is, it is given that AB belongs to the ring R. A is a subset of B. Then we have to prove that measure of A is less than measure of B, where this measure is defined on the ring R. So proof. Now we can write this B equals to A union B minus A. So now since this measure is a finitely additive, so as measure U is finitely additive, this implies that this measure of B is equals to measure of A plus measure of B minus A. Now, since A intersection B minus A is equals to phi, so this implies that this B minus A belongs to the ring R. Now, since B minus A belongs to ring R and this measure is defined on ring R, we have measure of B minus A greater than or equals to 0. That is, this quantity measure of B minus A is greater than 0. That is non-negative. And let this be number 1 and number 2. So from 1 and 2, we have measure of B is greater than or equals to measure of A. That is, for A being subset of B implies measure of A less than or equals to measure of B. And hence we get the required result, and hence the question is proved. Now in the next video lecture, we will start with again new article of this unit, which is extension of measure. Thank you.